Okay, this is going to be 10A. We're going to be doing two shapes here and putting in some circles. Something new is going to be the diameter dimension that you're going to be using. And other than that, everything should be pretty simple. So just go ahead and follow me. Again, there's lots of ways of doing the assignment. I'm just going to just show you one way. Okay, so just go ahead and follow me and we should be able to get done in no time. So let's go to your 9A. Make sure we have the title and the exercise number correctly. So rectangles and lines, it says, I believe. This is going to be 10A. Okay. Let's see what else we have to do. Oh, okay. Let's see. They want us to move the origin up to here, and I'll just go ahead and do that so I can show you what that means. But to do the lesson the way I'm going to show you, it's not necessary. But again, it's really helpful to learn how to move the origin now. So here, we're going to do what it says right here anyway for that part. So it says move the origin to above your name, and let's go ahead and do that. So to move the origin, you're going to just go ahead and type in U. Let me get this going. UCS for Universal Coordinate System. Enter. M. Enter for move. And just click on where you want to move it to. You want to move to the endpoint right above your name. And notice how the origin moves it back up there. Okay. Anytime you want to move your origin back to default, you can just go ahead and go UCS, enter, W for world, enter. And it brings it back to where it originally should be at. Okay, but so for 10A we have to actually move this up here to the top. Not too sure why this didn't get changed. So we got 10A. Okay. And let's move our origin up here again. So UCS, enter, M, enter. Click on the lines above your name. Then we move the origin. Okay, we're also going to have to make sure we have some snaps on. And we're going to be using endpoint. It'd be good to have perpendicular on. We're going to be using, okay, we'll have center on, so we're just making circles, and a midpoint. So go ahead and have the first three, and then perpendicular on. Okay, go ahead and go to border. Click on line. Let's go ahead and go from the midpoint to the midpoint. Okay, so we got the line in there. Okay, now we're going to offset this line over to the right, 1.875, and then we're going to offset this line up 3 to get the starting location for this rectangle right here. So again, we're going to offset this one over 1.875. We're going to offset this line up 3. So offset is O, enter, 1.875, enter. Click on this line. Good. Next command, O, enter, 3, enter. Click on this line, and now we have the location for our rectangle. I'm going to go back to object. Alright, let's go ahead and actually should have OSNAP intersection on. It's good to have on too. I think it may work with endpoint, but I just want to make sure intersection's on as well. Okay, so again, I'm putting intersection on. Alright, so let's go ahead and go back to here. Okay, so we're going to start here at the where those two lines meet. I'm going to come over 4, come up 3, and I'm going to finish making that rectangle. So click on line, starting here at the intersection, coming over, I'm going to turn that ortho on, coming over 4, coming up 3, coming back 4, and going back to where I started. Okay, once I got my rectangle drawn, I can go ahead and erase these lines that I offsetted. They were just to help me to get the rectangle started. So go ahead and erase those. Alright, let's take a look at the location for the circle now. Okay, so we're going to have to offset this line over 1.75. So offset this line over 1.75. And then we're also going to offset this line down 1.25. So this line comes over 1.75. This line comes down 1.25. Where those two lines meet, that's the location for our circle. Okay, so over 1.75, so we're going to go O for offset, 1.75, enter, click on this line, click to the right. Let's offset this one down 1.25 now. O, enter, 1.25, enter, click on this line, click below it. Okay, so we got the location of our circle. Something new to take note, this here is a diameter symbol right there. Right there, that means diameter. So when we draw our circle, we're going to go D, enter, then 1.25. Okay, so watch when I do this. So circle, click where you want it to start, and then you just go D, enter. Now you type in the size, 1.25, and there's our circle. Erase those two lines that we used to get this circle started. Okay, so we got this. All we have to do is put dimensions on that one. Let's go ahead and do this just part of the drawing right now. Okay, this one here, we're going to have to offset this line over 1. And the book tells you to move the origin around to many different places. It's another way of doing it. I think the way I'm showing you, it's a little bit easier. Okay, so here you have this. We're going to move it over 1, or not move over, sorry, but we're going to offset it 1. And then this line here, we're going to offset up 2.33. So offset 1, offset 2.33. Okay. O enter for offset, 1 enter. There's that one. O enter, 2.33 enter. Okay, so that's the starting point for that triangle. Okay, the base of the triangle is 5. So I'm going to basically just draw a line that's 5. And then I'm actually going to come to the midpoint and I'm going to draw a line straight all the way up the height of the triangle, which is 4.34. So I'll draw a line from here, that's 5, come back to the midpoint, and draw a line that's up 4.34. So watch when we do this. Click on line, starting here, coming over 5, redraw that line from the midpoint, and come up. The distance I believe was 4.34. 4.34. Okay, once you have that, then you can actually take off that ortho, come back down to the end point here, come back down to the end point here. I can now erase those two lines here and here. Okay, now don't erase this one yet. We're going to have to offset this one up again 1.64. So offset this line up 1.64. And then we're going to draw the circle on the intersection of that vertical line and then the line you offsetted. And the diameter is going to be 1. And remember, after you hit the circle button, you need to hit D, enter, then type in the number. So let's go ahead and do this. 1.64. So O for offset, 1.64, enter. Click on the line, click above it. Now get ready to draw the circle. Come here, click, and then go D, enter, 1, enter. And then there you got the circle. Okay, now here's the fun part, putting in the dimensions now. So dimensions go in dim. I'm going to make sure. Alright, let's take a look. I'm going to have to go from here to here and here to here. Alright, so let's go ahead and do that. Linear, perpendicular to perpendicular. Good, I got that one. Is it on the corner or it's actually over here? Okay, so I'm going to bring it to the corner to perpendicular and I can move it over. Okay, see these lines here? We're going to have to suppress those, so we'll do that later. We've got to suppress that one, we've got to suppress that one, to suppress the extension lines, but we'll do that. We'll get the dimensions on first, and then we'll go back and suppress the lines we need to do. Okay, so let's get dimensions up here and here as well. Pay attention to when I do this one here, because when you do this dimension, you're going to click on the end point and then the center point, and then you're going to bring it up. Okay, so watch when I do that. End point, center point, then I bring it up. End point to end point, endpoint to endpoint, bring that one out. And point to center, where is he at? There it is. Now bring it out. Okay, let's take a look at this diameter dimension button. This one here. Okay, here's all we do for this one. It's this button right here. Diameter dimension. It's also up here. Dimension, diameter. Click on that. Click on your circle. Bring it down. And there we go for that. However, we need to make sure we suppress both these lines here. So we got to suppress this one and this one and this and this one. So watch when we do this. I'm going to click on the last button on your dimension toolbar. Go override. Remember in lines tabs, you're going to go to suppress, click on this one and this one because we want both of them to be gone. We want both of them to be suppressed. So click OK, click close, come up to your diameter dimension button, click that, click on your dimension, hit enter, and notice how they both disappear. So that's what we want. However, I'm going to go ahead and go back here after I did it and make sure I uncheck those so when I do new ones, the lines will be there then. Okay, so let's take a look at how we're going to do the dimensioning on the one to the right. Okay, so we're going to go from here to here, here to here, and then again for this 2.5 one, you're going to go from the endpoint to center and bring it down. So let's get some of those taken care of. Here to here, there's that one. Here to here, there's that. Here to center, bring it down. What else we got here? I think we got the top of here, the top of here, bring it over. And then also we have endpoint to center and bring that one over like that. Okay, and then the diameter dimension button. Click on the circle, bring it out. Okay, I'm just going to check on this one real quick here. So let's see that. Actually, I got to bring that down. And I also have to put this one in there too. So I'm going to remember that button here, dimension text edit. In 2008, this looks like a pencil. The 2008 version actually looks like this one. So we want to push on the dimension text edit one. Make sure it says that. Click on this, and I'm just going to bring it down and line it up. Okay, so it looks like that, I believe. And then we got to get one more dimension. So click on the dimension button here to here. Is that 2.33 lined up with one of those guys? I'm not too sure. It's lined up with this one here. So let's go ahead and do that. Line it up. And then notice down here I have to suppress this extension line right here. So let's go ahead and click on the last button. Override. I'm going to go ahead and this time I'm going to suppress the second one. Click OK, close, update button, click here, and that's the correct one to suppress. So I'm going to go Z enter, A enter, looks good, 3 decimal places, make sure everything we have what we got here. So 3 decimal places. Okay, good. So we don't need all this other extra text in there. Okay, so we're done.